Good morning, Skyline Electric team. My name is Bryant Christensen. I'm the mining division manager, for those of you that don't know me. I want to take a few minutes this morning to talk to you about ladder safety, specifically at home. We all are pretty good about following the rules when we're on the job site, but if you're like me and you have a wife at home that likes to put up decorations for every single holiday, Halloween is a big one at our house, you might find yourself on a ladder within the next couple of weeks putting stuff up. So my first tip or rule is use a non-conductive ladder anytime you're dealing with anything that's electrical. Even if it's just putting up lights or changing out a light, use a fiberglass ladder. The reasons for this are well known to us because we are electricians. So follow that rule. Second of all, place it on a flat, level surface. Don't put it on something soft where one of the legs might sink and tip the ladder, or don't place it on a hill where the legs might be liable to slip out from underneath you. Stay off the top two steps of any A-frame ladder. We all know that one. With an extension ladder, make sure that it extends at least 3 feet above the landing that you're climbing up to, so that you have room to climb off safely and get a good handle on the ladder when you're climbing back down. The last one is look down when you're coming down the ladder. Before you take that final step off onto the ground, take a look down and make sure that you really are on the bottom step. I don't know about you, but that has bit me before. I thought I was on the bottom step and I wasn't. I was on the second step, stepped off and hurt my knee when I hit the ground. So be careful with that. The next thing I want to talk to you about is something that kind of plays off of what Tanner was talking about last week with planning and prioritization of your time. So this goes for your home life as well as your work life. This right here is, a lot of people call it the Eisenhower matrix. I'm familiar with it from a book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. But you can use this in your home life as well as your work life. As you can see in this matrix, you have up at the top urgent and not urgent, and then down the side you have important and not important. So this first quadrant here, quadrant 1, this is things that are both urgent and important. These are crises that come up in your life, anything with a deadline. This is putting out fires. Now, quadrant 1 is where we spend a lot of our time just because we have to, right? Things come up, emergencies, the customer needs something right away, whatever it is. This is where we end up spending a lot of our time, and rightfully so. Now, over here in quadrant 2, these are things that are important but are not urgent. This is where we need to spend more of our time, or as much of our time as possible. If you can spend your time in quadrant 2 doing things that are important but not urgent, it tends to minimize what gets put over into quadrant 1. Things that might end up being an emergency, you can head them off and prevent it if you spend your time over here in quadrant 2. These things like relationship building, long-term planning, personal growth, recreation. My favorite quadrant 2 activity that kind of exemplifies quadrant 2 for me is calling my mom. It's not urgent, but it's very important, and she loves it. So call your mom. Now down here at the bottom we have quadrant 3, which is not important, but maybe urgent. So interruptions, emails, calls, meetings, popular activities. Obviously, we do spend some time down here, but the less you can spend down here, the better. And over here in quadrant 4, not urgent and not important, try to avoid it. I mean, we all fall into it every once in a while. We do things that are obviously just a waste of time. But, I mean, if you're caught up on everything else, what does it hurt, right? So anyways, that's my message to you this week. I hope it's helpful to you, and have a great week.